and football. Football.
Draft.
Oh, the draft. What was your biggest surprise from the draft?
That the Cowboys didn't draft.
A running back?
Yeah, no shit. Like, that's the one thing. Like, they could have used 3 of them bastards, and they didn't even fucking draft one.
Well, they have Dunbar.
Seriously? Ajayi was available. So available. Miami gets him. That doesn't make me sad. Had the Cowboys got him, I would have been a little bit sadder. But that's something they needed. Like, do the fucking work, man. Christ.
Yeah, Dallas could have definitely.
Jerry Jones be tripping in some shit.
Well, they probably thought you had Randall and you had Dunbar.
You gonna base your entire franchise on fucking McFadden doing anything?
Well, I wouldn't, but they probably thought, well, last year we did very well with Randall and Dunbar running because Dunbar averaged 7 yards a carry and Randall averaged 7.5. So maybe they're thinking if you give them more bulk of the carries, they will produce. You know, they think they're going to start out with McFadden and eventually going to go to those two. So that might be.
They're going to have to because the wheels don't come off.
Well, they drafted another running back. They got to cut someone, and you just gave McFadden $5 million a year.
So you know what, Ajayi with his. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm taking this personally. Ajayi, even with his knee issues, is better than a McFadden with 10 years on the fucking wheel.
What I don't understand is why Gurley was taken top 10. That one confused me, considering. It's not that he's not a bad player. It's that he's an injured player. He just came off a knee injury.
Who would you have taken?
At that spot, anyone but him. A lineman would have been better.
Who was the next one up? No, who was the next running back up?
And let me rephrase this. I don't mind Gurley being drafted because he's a good player.
Well, no, I'm not saying that. But who was next up?
In the draft.
I can't remember. We sat there and watched the entire first round, and I watched most of the second.
I don't remember, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is I think they reached for Gurley because, number one, top 10, not top 10 player. He's not a bad player, don't get me wrong, but I don't think he's top 10 worthy.
With his injury record, he's second round at best.
Or first round. I don't think he's first round worthy, yeah.
No, second round at best. I got to disagree with everybody across the board, all the draft experts on all the major networks. He's second round at best. Someone with that kind of injury history, you can't take in the first round. Granted, he might have proved himself over a couple of years, but then you're going to base how you're going to draft him on his last year when he didn't even fucking play.
Well, he played the first 4 games, and he got suspended for 4 games for taking money. Then he played for like 2 more games, and he hurt his knee.
Well, but I mean, that's like last year with Jadeveon Clowney. They based his entire going number 1 was that one fucking Michigan hit from the season prior to the draft. So you got that season, the season prior to the draft. Everyone based Jadeveon Clowney going number 1 off that hit. And don't get me wrong, it was fucking amazing. Like, my screensaver for my computer is that hit because it's just that fun to watch. It's crazy. But don't tell me that wasn't based primarily on that hit.
It was. I think part of it was, but
a lot of
I think he was the best available player. But I can't stand that play, and here's why. He wasn't touched on that play. Any player in America who was in the same position as him would have made the same exact play because he wasn't touched. No one blocked him. He went completely untouched, and he just happened to get good leverage on a guy who just got the ball and looked he was running and got lit up. He didn't get if he like ran through a guy and then did that, you have a point.
I saw that live, and we spent the rest of the night hitting rewind and play on the fucking DVR because it was just that much fun to watch.
I've seen the play.
It was so much fun. It wasn't fun to watch.
It was fun to watch,
right.
But he was unblocked the whole play. He did that whole play completely unblocked.
People sawing logs in my yard, and I don't mean they're sleeping.
Yeah. So what was the biggest upside of the draft is the Jets got that was it Washington? Leon Williams. Their defense is going to be stout. Oh my God, that defense is going to be stout next year.
Romo's offensive line's got something good to go for it. They signed J.L. Collins.
Yeah,
free agent.
Are they gonna? I mean, how many linemen do you freaking need?
One. What do you get? $3.75 million guaranteed? No, $1.75 million guaranteed over 3 years. Holy shit! That was a steal. That was a steal. You say what you want to about what's going on right now in Louisiana, but at the end of the day, Damn,
That was a steal.
That was a steal of the draft.
It was definitely a steal, but why the hell, if you Dallas, why are you getting another lineman? You have 5 solid linemen.
They did have 5 solid linemen, but be able to back that up a little bit.
I'm pretty sure the next 2 were pretty good. The next couple behind them were pretty good too.
Yeah, but now you're stout. You're stout and stacked.
Well,
that's a good place.
They're basically paying him to be a backup.
Yeah, but if there's a place to be heavy, that's a good place to be heavy. It was on your offensive line.
I would say defensive. I would disagree with the other round with that. Defensive line is where you want to be heavy. You can never have too many pass rushers.
I don't know. Right. With Romo's injury history, I'm just saying, dude. I'm just saying. People have got to him and they beat him up pretty bad.
I'm not disagreeing.
They have a little bit of extra.
I'm not disagreeing, bud. I'm not disagreeing. All I'm saying is, I don't understand their point. You needed a running back. You didn't get a running back.
That doesn't make any sense to me at all.
You didn't get an offensive lineman, or you needed defensive help, not offensive help. That offense didn't need another player on that team. Maybe a running back. Other than that, you shouldn't have touched any defensive players or offensive players. They needed defense, solely defense. And I don't understand the point. They're just, I guess they're playing keep away. If no one else has them, we don't have to deal with them. I guess that's their philosophy, which is not a bad philosophy, but I don't know how they have any cap room to do anything else now.
Well, the fact that Rex Ryan was sitting around that hole, and nothing defamatory about that whatsoever at all, but the fact that Rex Ryan was down there sniffing around that hole, looking for a reason to build up a wall with the quarterbacks he's got, and Rex Ryan being a defensive-minded and ground-and-pound type of individual, I think that's what keyed up Jones on him to begin with.
I'm just saying, they already have a good offensive line. Why would you waste the money on a backup when you put that money towards something? I understand that he's a good player. Don't get me wrong. Maybe they're trying to leverage a trade for something. Maybe that's what the point is. And maybe there's like, well, we got this guy who's just as good as you. If he's a rookie and you're 5 years in the league, we're going to trade you, and now we got the rookie there.
Adrian Peterson.
I doubt it.
It's not off the table. Just because the draft is over doesn't mean trades are done. I mean, trades are good until what? Week 6? Week 8?
Okay.
Yeah, week 8. Week 8. Trades are still up on the table right now. There's a lot of stuff that's going to shake out yet.
I got the Jets being the Jets. I thought they had the best draft because just getting Washington or Leon Williams. I'm sorry, his name's Williams.
That division's defense, all 4 teams, is something I'm definitely looking at in the fantasy draft this year.
Yeah. Let's see. You got the Jets. They're the best defense in the NFL this year. Obviously, you got a new coach. He's got to put it together, but my God, are you stacked? You were just freaking stacked on that defense. Then you got the Bills. They're stacked. They were one of the best defenses in the league last year. That was before they got Rex Ryan. Like everyone across their board had at least 10 sacks on their defensive line. I think Miami's got the worst defense in that division. Miami's defense is not great. They're not bad. Adding Ndamukong Suh really helps that defense, but they're not the greatest defense.
But no, those 4 teams, as far as defenses across the board go in a division, best in the entire league.
So would you not get any offensive players out of that division? Edelman might be the only one I go for.
I'm not seriously looking at it. I'm not going to lie. Of course,
maybe.
When was the last time I drafted any offensive player out of that division? Never.
Sean McCoy, I might go after him. He won't be too bad.
I mean, as far as defenses go, I'm seriously looking at the power. As soon as the power rankings start coming out after OTAs and whatnot, definitely you'd be sucking this shit up and trying to learn something.
Like I said, Jets best defense. Here's what surprised me.
Yeah, but you can't go wrong. If those 4 teams don't end up going 1, 2, 3, and 4 in defense this year, I'll be surprised.
Seattle would still go up there.
Well,
I would pick Seattle over.
Would you say that division will be in the top 10, all 4 teams? Top 10 defenses across the league.
Okay. I would say those are
safe bet. Safe bet to grab that defense.
Top 5 defense are Jets, Bills, Texans. Then you got Seattle, and then there's one more you got down there. I think here. No one from the NFC East, South. Maybe Carolina, just because they're very well defensively coached. That kept them in it all last year.
It did. I'm
Arizona maybe, but Arizona lost defensive.
Carolina is not a defense you wanted week to week last year.
Oh no,
Not even close.
no, they were they fluctuated. If Ravens
Detroit, Seattle.
I would throw Detroit in that mix.
No, last year. I'm going to last year. Detroit, Seattle are definitely two.
Detroit, Seattle, Arizona,
San Francisco, Arizona.
San Francisco was not a good defense last year. They lost all their defensive players. Now they're all retired.
This year.
No, they had half their guys were out. Injuries and suspensions.
You're right.
So I'll say Seattle, Arizona. Then you had your Detroit, St. Louis. That would be enough. That would be the fifth one. St. Louis because they haven't lost anyone, and all they did was gain stuff in the
They're
draft.
going to be strong this year.
Yeah, they're going to have a much better running game to help that defense.
But I think Jets are number one.
Jets and Bills are 1-2 for Jets
this year.
I'll go Jets, Seattle. I'm going to put Seattle number one still because of their consistency, and they still have their coach and their players
across the board.
They have their core. They have their core that's been there. I give the Jets number two just because they do have a good defensive coordinator. That was their head coach was the defensive coordinator for Arizona last year. And Arizona, losing a handful of guys on their defense, still was a very good defense last year. I had them in fantasy. They were fantastic. Other than like one game when they played Seattle. Seattle. 2 games they played Seattle, they sucked. And then you had the Broncos game. So, and then I would say 3 is Buffalo. 4 would be the Rams. He's been doing that for the last like 20
years.
Years.
He's got his thing.
See how it goes.
No, he scratches his ear and it hurts himself.
Oh. Okay, so those are the best defenses. You know who I'm disappointed in the draft? Colts.
Browns.
Colts went receiver first. Why would you go receiver first? I don't understand that. Your defense was god-awful last year. Your pass defense was horrible last year.
Yeah, it should have been DT, corner, DT.
Yeah, instead they go receiver. Receiver, offensive lineman, which offensive line's fine. Then they went running back. Well, they don't need a running back. They just signed Frank Gore, and they got Brown back from injury?
Well, they got Andre Johnson as a wide receiver, so they really
still
didn't
have
to address that.
They still have T.Y. Hilton. T.Y. Hilton. Both your tight ends, Colby Fleener.
I can understand addressing the running back issue because
but not second round.
Bust.
But not second round.
A bust.
I agree with you, but not the second round. That should have been like a third or fourth round concern.
Well, you know what? I agree with you because they could have got Ajayi. What? Can I stand on my soapbox?
Go ahead.
They could have got Ajayi in the third or fourth round before Miami drafted him in the fifth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, seriously. I know he's not the greatest running back ever. I get that. He has his injury issues with his knees. But come on, man. Come on, man. Seriously? The kid was available. He's a solid bottom and second, top of the third pick. He doesn't go to the fifth. Everyone had an opportunity on him. And maybe you guys got more information than I do. That's your job. That's what you're paid to do. But at the end of the day, take your opportunities as they show themselves. Your problems were defense and running back. Address those issues.
I tell you another steal in the draft back on the Jets. Bryce Petty. Petty, I'm sorry. He was a steal because they got him 4th or 5th round.
Oh, no shit.
Quarterback. Oh, no my God. Shit. That guy has a cannon.
Harrison or Garone or Garcon went 2nd round? No, 3rd round.
Who?
Quarterback.
Yeah, I'm the guy from UCLA.
Yeah, it's started with a G. Something fucking weird.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But
yeah, Bryce Petty was a fucking steal.
That was a steal, getting him in the 4th or 5th round.
No shit. He didn't get through Saints, right?
No, he went to the Jets.
Oh, that's right. The Saints drafted whoever I'm trying to talk about.
Yeah. I can't think of his name, but the guy from UCLA. Guy from UCLA. But because me and Mike were arguing about that he wasn't in the draft. I said he's in the draft. He's like, no, he's staying for his senior year. I'm like, no, he's not.
No, Petty's in the draft.
No. I'm not Petty. The other guy.
Oh,
UCLA. We were arguing about that. I think you were back and forth. Grayson, maybe?
Grayson. Yeah.
Grayson.
He went to the Saints.
Yeah. And we were arguing. I'm like, dude, the guy from UCLA is the 3rd best quarterback in the draft. And I was like, I disagree with that. I thought it was Bryce Petty. And he goes, no, dude, he's staying for senior year. I'm like, no, he's not. And me and Mike went back and forth for like 10 minutes. And then he saw him on the list, and he's like, I guess he is getting drafted.
I'd have taken Petty. Petty's someone you can group. Who did Green Bay get? Did they get Petty? No.
No.
They didn't get Petty. They got that.
I'll tell you who got Petty. It was the Jets. The Jets got Petty in the 4th or 5th round. You can look up the draft.
Top 5
I'll bring it up
QBs.
too. I'm just going to look at the draft real quick. NFL Draft. NFL Draft. No. 2015. Sorry, Internet. We haven't talked about this all week, so sorry.
Yeah. I don't need the prospects. I need to know who did what. News.
But
on Google.
Anyway, for the most part, who did the best? Oh, there's draft grades. Oh, look at the draft grade real quick for the NFC East. NFC East, you sons of bitches.
7 quarterbacks drafted in this draft. Fewest since 1955. Ha. Knowledge, bitch.
¿Cómo está, bitches?
Come on, stop instead.
Yes, it was Cinco de Mayo. Why we celebrate a Mexican holiday in the United States, I have no idea.
Be for the same reason we celebrate St. Patrick's Day, because it has everything to do with alcohol.
That's true. I guess that's the only reason I can think
We have issues. What day does Cinco de Mayo happen on again? You'd be hard pressed to find somebody who didn't know that Cinco meant 5. Garrett Grayson, Sean Mannion, Bryce Petty, and Brett Hundley.
Brett Hundley is the one you're thinking of that went.
Rams, yeah, Rams went to, Mannion went to the Rams, which makes sense.
Grayson went to the Saints.
Petty went to the Packers. No, the Packers took Hundley. That's not bad. That's
Hundley
not
is
bad.
a UCLA kid.
Yeah, but that's not a bad pick. You talk about someone sitting in training.
Well,
that's not bad.
He's going to be 3rd on the list because you still got Matt Flynn. But I mean, at least he's going to have some.
Who's left and came back? Who's left who come back? It is what it is.
He'll never leave again because he can't flourish under any quarterbacking system. I'm not going to look at the rest. Mariota went.
Those are the 5. Those are the only 5 QBs.
Why do you think the Titans took Mariota? Bryce Petty will be the best quarterback out of that group. You mark my words right now. Jameis Winston is not a bad player.
I'm not even going to give you that one.
Because Mariota's not in a good situation because he doesn't have any receivers to throw to. He's got to use his legs a lot to win. Winston, I think, is a good player, but I don't think he's got it up here. He knows the game. I just don't think he's mentally tough enough to handle it. Bryce Petty, I think, will be the best. So that's just my personal opinion. Brett Hundley is more of a mobile quarterback. It's going to take some years for him to develop.
But he's in a perfect system to develop.
Look
what Aaron Rodgers did under Brett Favre.
He
wasn't drafted high.
Matt Flynn, whenever he has to come in and play because either Rodgers is out or they just sit him because they're already locked up the playoffs. He comes in and has like 400 yards passing every time.
Yeah, but look at Rodgers. They drafted him and benched him. That's what they did. And then when he comes out, he's phenomenal. Literally, he's one of the top 5 we talk about every season.
Packers have their issues in other spots, so their quarterbacking has never been an issue for the Packers because they always know.
The 4th round was a good buy.
For Brett Hundley,
yeah. Fifth round for Hundley. That wasn't good. That was a good buy for them.
Jets took Petty in 4th round pick for Bryce Petty. My God, that was
a fucking steal.
Anyone doesn't know, right? The steal was the Dallas Cowboys getting Collins. That was the steal.
But you talk about
that's a steal.
You talk about a good theft.
Oh yeah,
this was a good theft
because I don't know for anyone who doesn't know who Bryce Petty is, he was a quarterback at Baylor last year, the best offense in college football.
Hands down.
That and TCU are the 2 best.
Statistically.
Grayson, where'd Grayson go to school? I'll look it up. Give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to click on it.
I'm just going to wink on it.
And
I don't know what the hell it is. As soon as you come over here, like, my internet
I'm not down
dies.
anything, so.
I know you're not, but I'm just saying.
Garrett Grayson.
Are you 4Ging it or are you Wi-Fiing it?
It's Wi-Fi.
You'd probably be quicker to
Stop talking.
4G.
There we go.
Big black cock.
Colorado State. That's where Grayson was from. I beat you.
Not by much.
Garrett Grayson, Colorado State.
That comb over is terrible. That's like a Lee Marvin comb over.
I'm going to show you comb over.
Look at him. He's such a dork. Look at him. He's such a dork.
My comb over is better.
I love you, Garrett, but you're a dork.
I do like a small college guy getting a chance. And
God, I was born 12 years before you were in a thought in your days, Charles.
how tall is he? 6'2". Oh, he's way taller than Breeze, that's for sure. What are they going to do this year? Are they tanking the season? Because they don't have anyone to throw to now.
They might as well tank the season.
I wonder if they're gradually moving on, or if they're considering moving on.
It's what we'd like to consider a rebuilding year. Which
Well,
they
I mean,
would have
they
been
still have
better off to
receivers.
trade Breeze.
They still have receivers. They still have Brandon Cooks. They still have Marcus Colston, who hasn't retired yet.
They're not going to be competitive.
They're going to be. It's Drew Brees. They're going to be competitive. They're just not going to win a lot.
10-win season.
I give them 8. I think they'll go 5.
I give them 10-win season.
Because of their division, okay. Because of their division, I agree with you. Because their division is horrible.
10-win season.
They'll be Atlanta. Atlanta sucks. Carolina's got a good defense. That's about it. And Cam Newton's not bad. Then you got Jameis Winston and the Buccaneers. So because of their division, by default, they might get 9 to 10 wins.
It's an unheard of thing, but you talk about a division rebuilding. That division is rebuilding. That whole division.
That's what the NFC East was last year. Now I think all the teams are kind of loading up. Some teams can load up quicker than others. NFC East is one of those divisions because all the divisions are in high medium marketplaces.
Yeah,
So
but
it's
the
easier to-
NFL is the hardest thing to tank a season in because you always have someone on free agency who wants to show off because they want the big contract next year.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing in the NFL. Like, you can't get away with the way they do in the NBA.
I still don't understand what the Colts are doing. You guys were that close to getting to the Super Bowl. Okay, what was stopping you was the second best defense in the league in the Patriots. You can say what you want, but they were a very good defensive team.
I'm laughing because I'm seeing the whole picture.
No.
You can laugh all you want, but they were I told you they were a good defensive team last year. I told you that. I thought they were one of the best defensive teams all around. They had a good run defense, a pretty good pass defense with Browner and
Except when they went to Pittsburgh.
Patriots.
Oh, no. Colts are another story.
Colts? Oh, no. Colts are god awful.
That was hilarious.
I'm saying that the reason why they lost the Patriots is because the Patriots had a better defense.
No, they did a good job.
They're making the same mistake that they did with Peyton Manning.
I still fucking hate
The Colts are doing the same thing they did with Peyton Manning, and it's going to cost them a lot of opportunities, I should say. Cat showdown. Whoa, what a big move.
Get that pussy.
Okay, what the Colts did with Peyton Manning is they surrounded him with a bunch of receivers, not a very strong running game, and a defense that wasn't very good, and they said, Peyton, take us there. And they put it all on his shoulders, and he had to do it all. Okay?
The fact that he did
doing
it
this-
once is amazing.
Well, we got there twice.
Yeah, but the fact that he did it once is amazing.
Yeah, and the reason why he, in the playoffs, has a losing record in the playoffs, being one of the greatest quarterbacks ever, I think is credited to the fact that he was on the Colts. Now they're doing the same thing to Andrew Luck. They're surrounding him with receivers, which, his receiving core is pretty good, and he's a great quarterback, but he can't play defense. Their defense is god-awful. They have no run defense. Their pass defense is not very good.
They didn't do a whole lot for him for a running game last year.
They didn't? No.
They did not.
Frank Gore will help. I think Frank Gore will help.
I think it'll help, but Trent Richardson.
Well, when your best running back was, who was your third string guy? Heron? When he was your best running back, a guy,
Bradshaw.
Second. Well, he was injured.
Yeah, but he was their second.
Well, if Bradshaw's injured, you're going to have a good 1-2 punch with.
But he put up some good points for me when he was active last year.
Bradshaw?
Yeah.
But he wasn't healthy all season either.
Yeah, well,
so
he did put up some good points. So he's not a bad guy. He's just injury prone.
And then you got Heron, or Heron, or whatever his name is, and he ended up being the guy in the playoffs. Your cats are going to kill each other.
Probably, but you saw how far that went for them.
Yeah. I'm just saying, you're doing the same thing. You're repeating your history. You're getting a great quarterback, which I think Andrew Luck, I think he will be better than Peyton Manning. Here's why, because already he's on a pace to be just much better than Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning, his rookie year, had like 30 interceptions, like 10 touchdowns. In his rookie year, and I'm not the hugest Andrew Luck fan, I think he's a great player, but his rookie year, he had like 38 touchdowns to like 20 interceptions. So he already has that ratio flipped. I mean, he had a lot of turnovers, don't get me wrong, for a rookie quarterback, but he also had a lot of touchdowns, and they got to the playoffs they've been 11-5 every year that he's been there.
We spent like 10 minutes on the Colts at this point.
I'm just saying that's one team. That's my dark horse for the AFC this year is them and the Chiefs. Chiefs are those are two teams that I'm dark horsing this year because people are going to sleep on them. You got Denver, they're loaded up. You have the NFC East, they're loaded up. So everyone's going to look at them, and you got the low market teams like Kansas City and the Colts that are not going to be on everyone's radar. And they could have gotten some players to really help them next year. Like say they traded up. Let's say they second round they picked up the running back out of Nebraska or Wisconsin, one of those two. That'll really help them. Wisconsin. They really need the bet. Maybe not their first round pick. First round pick go defense. Can't go wrong with defense because you can move the guy around and help you if he's a defensive lineman. You can always use a pass rusher if he's not great on all downs.
There were 5 decent running backs in this draft.
There were, but you should have got one of them. That's all I'm saying. They should have got at least one of them for the future because Frank Gore ain't going to be there forever.
That's a Band-Aid on a fucking carotid artery cut. That's all that is.
I don't think it's a carotid artery because Andrew Luck is still good enough passer to pass you. The throw you.
Well, not talking about the game in its entirety, but talking about the running game in and of itself. Yeah. That's a Band-Aid. That's a Band-Aid for something that requires stitches. It's not quite there.
We're still going at it. Jeez, one cat.
No, this is 2 other cats.
But yeah. Anything else when it comes to the draft? I like my Redskins. They did great. I don't know what the Ravens were doing. Ravens and Pittsburgh. For God's sakes, Pittsburgh. Why did you go secondary? You should have had your first 3 or 4 picks should have been all secondary.
They should have drafted 3 cornerbacks or 2 cornerbacks.
They got a safety. So they got a safety. And then they got a corner, but he's like 5'7".
They were positioned perfectly to grab all of the best corners and safeties in the entire draft, and they
took a linebacker, which I don't know why, because you have Shazier coming back. Shazier, I think that's his name. Sharzer. You have him coming back. Ooh, another big pickup, which someone got late. Michael Bennett from Ohio.
Yeah, that was a good pickup.
Who was that, Jacksonville?
I have no idea.
I want to say Jacksonville.
My attention span is diminishing.
Huh?
My attention span is diminishing.
Okay, you want to talk about the Deflategate. I don't know what happened with it, so go ahead.
Well, apparently the crux of the argument is, which I was trying to segue into that when you were talking about Tom Brady and the Patriots, but we just didn't get there. Guilty.
Who did what? I don't know what happened. So.
They say that Tom Brady had a general awareness of what was going on, according to their investigation. And that, pretty much, it could not be proven or disproven that they cheated. However, it's more than likely that they did. Now, judging by the text messages between the ball guy and equipment manager, yeah, because the one guy referred to himself as the deflator. So that's pretty incriminating in and of itself. And a lot of people like to, or are currently pointing at the fact that Tom Brady didn't give his testimony. It's not that he didn't give it. It's the fact that he withheld it and he was requested 3 times for it. So you can defend him all you want with that knowledge. I'm just saying, I read all 138 pages of the report.
You did?
It's pretty damn incriminating. It looks pretty bad for the Pats. And I could assume that, yes, it's just a report and they didn't have all the information. I could do that. But I hate the fucking Patriots. So at the end of the day, they're all a bunch of lying fucking thieves. Hate them all.
I'm still the
Get to the text messages between the 2 equipment guys. That's the best. That is the absolute best. You talk about the most incriminating stuff, and when it gets to the point that they're like, Tom Brady's testimony was omitted, it wasn't omitted. It was never given. He was calling in for one interview, and then they asked for permission to view messaging from his phone, and he said no. And since they're not a criminal court of law, they couldn't subpoena anything. But you're the NFL, and you could have said, well, we're not going to pay you next year, and could have demanded it, but he'd got the PA on your ass and then a hell of a fight. But at the end of the day, if you have nothing to hide, then you have nothing to lose. You know what I mean? Like, If you're not hiding anything, then you should be like, oh, I'm Tom Brady. Here's my phone. I'm innocent and an angel, and I play for the Patriots, and I won 4 Super Bowls, and everybody loves me, and I fuck a supermodel every night. While, oh, wait, you're
There's
fucking
nothing
your wife.
incriminating about this, and from what I'm reading.
Get the text messaging between the equipment manager because that's pretty fucking
That's
incriminating.
what I just read. And all it says is Tom wanted the balls flatter than 16, which you're allowed to have it down to 12.
I will rugby that fucker next week.
Rugby balls are really big.
Call me the deflator. If I don't get some nice kicks and some cash next week, I'm calling ESPN.
All this says, timeout.
If I don't get some nice kicks and some cash next week, I'm calling ESPN. How is that not incriminating? What the fuck are you talking about, son?
Okay, all this says is he wants the ball deflated more. The only thing deflating, son, is his passer rate. All it says is they're conspiring that if Tom doesn't give them money, they're going to. All it says is he's not going to deflate the ball to whatever, or to a lower level. It does not say he wants it like nowhere in a hole.
No. That has nothing to do with Tom. That's between these two guys.
That's what I'm saying. Tom Brady's not involved in this, other than they're both shit talking.
So you're going to tell me that the quarterback doesn't talk to the equipment manager whatsoever at all? And
He probably told him to let the ball flat, and that's it. And maybe it was flattened. He's like, I want it flatter. There's nothing in this.
General knowledge. Didn't say he knew precisely. General knowledge. I have to agree with the NFL's Tom Wells investigation wholeheartedly. I have to
There's
agree
nothing
with it.
in this text message that says Tom Brady wants the ball below the legal limit.
Okay, read to where the point it says that Tom Brady refused to give his phone. Keep reading read all through every page of that report. Read to the point that it says Tom Brady refused to give up his messaging because it's in there. ESPN likes to say it's omitted. It's not omitted.
It's actually talking about he said he gave up his phone. There was 2 calls on the 19th, the day before the game, twice on the day of the game, and twice the day after the game.
And when they asked him a second time for his phone records, he denied. I'm not wrong on that. I know you love Tom Brady and you want to suck his dick, but I'm just saying.
Tom Brady wants to suck his dick. I just don't see what the big deal is. Everyone that plays some football. I think that's everyone's
but Aaron
realize
Rodgers
that.
would love to have it pumped up to 20 pounds if he could have his way, but he doesn't.
Aaron Rodgers' hands are twice the size of Tom Brady's too.
What does that say about Tom Brady's dick?
He fucks hotter women than he does. Well, actually, he's fucked a lot more hotter women. We'll say that much. But
I'm going to say that
Olivia
Aaron
Munn
Rodgers is the Wilt Chamberlain of the NFL. We just don't know it.
Well, he is banging Olivia Munn. That is a gorgeous woman. She is You ever seen her in Slave Leia?
I've seen her in everything.
That woman.
And I've seen her without anything.
So
money.
Yeah. But I just don't understand what the big deal is.
Well, no,
I don't understand the point. Why is it such a big deal if someone deflates the ball a little lower than usual? Because they just want to grip the ball better. It adds more scoring. No one cares. It's in the bylaw, and the bylaw actually says it's a guideline. It doesn't say strictly it cannot be lower than 12. It said 12 or whatever's comfortable. It says that in the bylaw, and I don't understand why there's such a hoopla about this. Well, it's because it's the Patriots. That's the only reason it is. If it was any other team, no one would give a piss.
Well, no, I think the problem that everyone has, and I am
it's because it's Bill Belichick.
Actually, no. It has nothing to do with Bill Belichick. It actually has this much to do with Tom Brady. If you can win with any ball, period, why is this
the
even
very next week he did the same exact thing? So
well, no, that's what I'm saying.
And
if
the
you
second
can
half,
win with Jesus Christ, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Go ahead, try it. Knock you out, motherfucker.
If
hit you back,
you can win with any ball in any period, in any situation, for any reason whatsoever at all. Why are your equipment people even having this conversation? Like you're setting your no. This is on Tom. Why are you setting yourself up for a fault? If you do prefer this, and that's fine, you're allowed to prefer things, and like you just explained what the bylaws say exactly. Why would you even do it? You have proven time and time again, 4 Super Bowls, son, that it doesn't matter what the PSI of that ball is. I'm going to kick your fucking ass. I'm going to take your fucking name. I'm going to give it to my fucking mama, and she's going to fuck your daddy, and we're going to call it a night. That's what you do. I hate you for it, but that's what you do. So why would you even be so, oh my God, incredulously stupid? And look it up, Tom. I'm sure you need help with that word. That you would do that to yourself. Like, that's just the dumbest of the fucking dumb things to fucking do. Like, you're that good, and you're gonna fucking cut your own dick off to spite your balls? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And he may have said, I like him a little lighter. I like him a little lighter. I like him a little lighter. And he didn't have to say, I need him at 11.5 PSI or 12 PSI. It doesn't matter. I like him a little lighter. That's what I prefer. That's all well and good. At the end of the day, you've proven time and time again, it doesn't matter what that ball's sitting at. And sorry, Bill Belichick, go fuck yourself. Science just unfucked you in the ass because the balls were measured and weighed, and now we have all those results. So you can take that argument and wrap it up on a tight little ball. And Neil deGrasse Tyson is coming over to your house to shove a beer can up your face because you deserve it because you're a dick and I fucking hate you and I don't even care.
Are you done?
I'm kind of impassioned about this.
Okay, the balls were flat the first half of the Colts game. The second half, they used the actual real balls that were proper, and he threw more touchdowns and had a higher pass rate and completed more passes. Why is it such a big deal if the ball's a little bit flatter? It obviously didn't give them a competitive advantage that everyone claims that they had because the ball was flatter.
No, because as far as the NFL is concerned, it's just like the crowd noise and the texting. The texting had nothing to do with the outcome of the game. The crowd noise had very little to do with the outcome of the game. And the ball expansion had nothing to do with the outcome of the game. It's the rules. These are rules. You will obey them or you will be punished. And I like the fact that the NFL is standing by their regulations, being like, you know what, it didn't really do anything. However, we do have our rules. The balls were measured. The answers were given. So now somebody's going to have to suffer. Tom Brady's going to be suspended. Bill Belichick's going to have to take a backseat during the summer program. And they're going to lose 2 draft picks next year. Which isn't going to hurt them at all.
It's only because it's the Patriots. I will bet you anything I own, Patriots are not the only team that has ever done that. Ever lowered the ball just so the quarterback can grip it better.
Yes, but they're the only ones that got caught, and that's the only thing that matters.
Yeah, and it's a big deal because it's the Patriots, because they've, quote, cheated before. What's what they, quote, did before.
Well, if you'd have done that before, wouldn't you, like, quite honestly, if I'm the quarterback of that team, and granted I know I like a ball around a certain PSI, I'd be looking at my boys being like, make damn sure it is the league minimum. Like, it has to be here. I don't care what the rules say. I want it to be here. We have to be perfect because as soon as we fuck up once, we fucked up for the last time.
Yeah, I can take a stab at why that's not. I'm pretty sure that Tom doesn't know what the league minimum is.
Yeah, he said he didn't know that till this year, even though the rule was instituted in 2006.
Yeah, no one cares about that. They changed that rule a long time ago because him and Peyton Manning were bitching about it.
You're the quarterback.
It used to be strict that it had to be, what did it have to be, 14.5?
Yeah, but then they expanded the...
Yeah, you can have it between 12, the lowest it can be is 12, or what is comfortable to you. Or what is comfortable, which means if it's 10.5, that's comfortable for Tom Brady, it's technically in the rules. It's a bylaw. It's not, it's like a guideline.
Dude, if it was just a bylaw or a guideline, we wouldn't even be having this conversation right now.
It's an issue because it's the Patriots. That's the only reason it's an issue.
You take any major quarterback in the league, anyone. Because this came out before the Super Bowl. Had it been after the Super Bowl, I would agree with you wholeheartedly, but it was before that. And they had been questioned on it weeks before that. Weeks before that. It was brought up when they played Indianapolis. And not Indianapolis this year. Indianapolis last year was when it was brought up. The league, as usual, mounting evidence before they do anything. I'm telling you can say what you want to say. At the end of the day, guilty or innocent, it was a stupid fucking thing because he's proven time and time again he can beat anybody with any ball any day of the week. So why set yourself up for a fail.
I'm telling
when
you.
you're that ironclad, why fuck it up? And you can't. I don't even care. The evidence enough is incriminating. They're like, these balls are too heavy. Tom fucking hates him. Fuck him. I'll make it like rubby next week. Da 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 da. Through the text message.
Obviously, the guy's spiteful. So go ahead, keep going.
Well, that's fine. Why?
How do you know?
Why would you fuck with somebody who can ruin your life like that? Why? Don't be that fuck. Tom Brady is arrogant. He's an arrogant.
I'm just telling you. You don't know how their conversation. For all you know, the conversation like, hey, I need this ball lighter. But Tom Brady, I don't care. The ball needs to be a little flatter. I can't grip it as well. Yada yada yada. Make the ball lighter. That could be the end of the conversation. We do not know everything, and in the eyes of the public, we've already. You don't like Tom Brady in general, so you've already condemned him. You condemned him before anything came out.
If you're that good, why set yourself up for incrimination? Like those two equipment guys should have been your boys. You should have been taking them motherfuckers out for steak dinner.
And they already mentioned that in it.
Didn't get a chance to fuck you.
Yeah, they mentioned that in there.
The one equipment guy was buying the other equipment guy kicks and giving him cash. It had nothing to do with Brady. Read over.
Obviously, okay, you're proving my point that these guys conspired, and he said it had nothing to do with Tom Brady.
Why would you do that?
The ball flatter.
But why would you do that to a nice guy?
Maybe the guy was being a dick to you.
Why would you do that to a nice guy?
What do you mean, Tom Brady? The guy said Tom Brady's being a dick. I'll make that thing 16. Fucking ass. He's like, you got to have the F-bomb.
If you're that guy, don't be. Jesus Christ, if you're Tom Brady and you're that fucking good, don't treat people like shit. Why would you have to? You have all the money in the world. Your wife makes more money than you ever will. She already did. She retired this year, by the way. And she has already made more money than he ever will in his entire career. His wife. Was that?
I didn't know.
Yeah, it's his wife. Don't fuck with people. Don't piss them off. Don't walk into a party and be like, I'm Tom fucking Brady. I want some goddamn caviar. And you know what? I want it served on a jelly donut. You know what? Matter of fact, I want the caviar to be the jelly in the fucking donut, you cocksucking faggot. Don't be that dick. You're too well known. He set himself up for failure. It doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter whether or not he did it. If he's that much of an asshole that even his equipment guy is like, fuck it, dick. I'll get him. Good God.
Then why is Tom Brady being condemned and suspended for suspension for some spiteful equipment manager?
Because he's being a dick to the equipment manager.
So because Tom Brady's being an asshole to the equipment manager who's not doing his job properly, that Tom Brady deserves to get suspended from football team.
Yeah.
That's the stupidest logic I've ever heard in my life. He's done nothing wrong.
Have you paid attention to what's going on in politics recently? That's commonplace. That's what happens.
I'm sure there's a lot of athletes that do a lot worse when it comes to people screwing up in the organization.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but those guys apparently didn't screw up. The NFL at one point said overinflated the balls. They wanted some air let out. They set themselves up for incrimination. And
the
by
NFL
doing
set themselves up for this to happen, and the Patriots should not be punished for it, and here's why. You make a law and say it's a guideline, and so when people dance around the gray area, you get pissed about it, and it comes back on them. This is an overreaction to the fact that they were not proactive when it came to the Ray Rice and the Greg Hardys and all this crap that happened. That's exactly what it is, and you can look.
You're going a little too far with it.
I'm not, because they're overreacting to this because of the bad publicity they've had this last year has been horrible for them.
Nah, the crowd noise was the overreaction.
I'll go back to the Ray Rice thing. You're going to tell me that TMZ can get a hold of the video, the high-quality video of Ray Rice punching his wife in the face twice, but you're going to tell me that the NFL can't get a hold of it. That's complete and utter bullshit.
I'm not defending the NFL. And I'm not saying Tom Brady, I hate him to death.
I know you hate Tom Brady.
I've made that well established. The point is, if you are that fucking good, and I've said that he's that fucking good, that he can beat a guy with any ball, any day of the week, any time of the year. Did I not say that? Did I not say that?
You're saying that the ball wasn't deflated.
No, no. You're going back on me. Did I not say that
he's
he can
great?
beat
Yes,
anybody
you said that. Go ahead.
Any time of the week?
Yes.
Why would you even tell him to let any air out of the fucking football to begin with?
Time out. You just said that the reason why he should be suspended is because he's being a dick and he's being cocky and he said to put the air out of the ball. Now then you turn around and said, he shouldn't be an asshole with the guy who handles the ball to screw him over like this. Which one is it? Is he the guy who told him to pick the air out of the ball because he wanted the ball lighter and wanted to cheat, or is he the other guy?
But why would you? JD, if you could play with a basketball at 10 pounds, 12 pounds, 14 pounds, 16 pounds, 18 pounds, it didn't matter to you. You could sink that
I would
shot.
probably want both a smaller basketball. Okay.
Yeah, but any day of the week, if you could sink that half court shot, and you knew damn well you could do it, regardless of the poundage of the basketball. However, you preferred a certain poundage of the basketball, but you could do it no matter what. Would you even bother telling somebody that
there's a better argument you could have to this is to have a better shoe so I can jump that has a spring, has a cushion in the heel so I have better lift.
No, I'm not going to compare shoes to balls.
That would be
about balls.
No, that would be better because not everyone uses the same. Tom Brady uses that ball. Not everyone uses that ball. The other team
the Colts use a different ball.
Everyone would use the same basketball in the game of basketball. I'm saying shoes. No one else uses my shoes. So that's what I'm comparing it. Where I would have an advantage that no one else has because they're my shoes and no one else has them. So that's where your comparison would go. So I get your comparison. My point is you can't sit there and say that he told the guy to let the air out of the ball and that's his fault and that's all his fault and he did that. And then you turn around and said that it wasn't his fault, but he should have been nicer to the guy handling the ball so he wouldn't fuck him like this. Which one is it? That's what I'm saying. You said it was his fault.
Would you be a dick to someone who holds your balls in their fucking hand right now? Okay, let's look at it from two different sides. But
do you understand why you're contradicting yourself here?
I'm talking.
Go ahead.
Shut the fuck up.
Fuck your shut up.
STFU.
Shut
How long our football
Shut the
conversation
front door.
going?
Shut the front door.
Does it feel like October to you, son? Feels like October to me.
Outside it feels like May.
Yeah, but no, my point is, if Tom Brady actually went to his boys and said, this is what I want you to do, this is how I want you to do it, would you then be disingenuous and somewhat of a dick to anyone that you just told to break the rules? Would you ever think about, nah, don't flip my script, I'm just asking you a question.
What I would say is he told them to deflate it, and they didn't. Then he got a case of the ass about it. And because they got a case of the ass about it, that's when they started this whole, I'm going to make it 16 and being a spiteful little asshole and screwing with Tom Brady rather than doing their job. You have the guy who's the millionaire quarterback versus the less than $100,000 a year ball boy.
Yeah.
Which one, or whatever the case may be. It's probably not the equipment manager, so because equipment manager was like, make sure the ball. I thought the equipment manager was like, hey, make sure the balls are flat. And then the other guy was like, hey,
it's him and then the guy under him.
Yeah. Now, what I'm trying to say to you is which argument are you using? Is it he was an asshole to the guy who handled the ball, and that guy turned around and screwed him because he took so much air out of the ball it got him in trouble? Or is Tom Brady the guy that told them, I want it way under the amount it's supposed to be, and then did that and played and did it intentionally to cheat and then got in trouble for it? Which guy is it? Because there's two different people you're talking about here. You're talking about the guy who intentionally tried to cheat by saying, I want it under the legal limit. I want it so I can hold it better, this and this. Then you got the other guy who said, I want the ball flatter or lighter. They continuously don't do their job properly. He becomes a dickhead, and they spitefully attack him because he's a dickhead to him. There's two. That's what I'm saying. That's the only thing I'm saying about what you're saying. Do you understand what I'm saying now?
I'll give you that. It could go either way. It could either be.
Now, which one is it? You can't be both.
Well, I don't know. I didn't do the.
I mean, technically, it could be both because he could want the ball under it and they're not doing it, and he yells at him, so the guy's like super spiteful. So
I'm not the guy that did the investigation. I understand what you're saying.
But I'm just saying that's what you're saying. You said he's both of these guys. It can only be one of them.
Well, it can only be one of them, but the investigation wasn't that thorough. And the only reason it wasn't is because there wasn't enough evidence and because people refused to give up evidence.
And I'm saying that the NFL is overcompensating on this incident because of its lack of...
Do you think it'll ever happen again?
You know what I honestly think? I think they're going to change the rule and say they don't care how flat the ball is. Because if they stricken the rule, they really got to punish the Patriots. They don't want to do that because Robert Kraft is buddy with Roger Goodell.
Well, Robert Kraft and Roger Goodell are kind of like fucking hate each other right now.
Well, they're best friends also.
Well, I'm just saying. They're having a bro feud.
I'm
the
just
romance
telling
is
you, they're over. It's an overreaction to an incident that they weren't proactive on. Apparently, there was an email or whatever sent out. Or what after every game that every team fills out like something. Did you notice anything?
The Colts said the ball felt light.
And that was a year before the game happened in which they got caught with the ball slight.
Which I find funny because you're going to tell me that a safety is the one who knew the difference and nobody else in the game did?
Exactly my point.
I
get the referees handle the ball every game. So I'm telling you the NFL did not care. They care because it got made public and now they have to handle it. And now they're overreacting to it because they did not overreact to the Ray Rice incident. He got 2 games because he hit his wife. And then the video comes out and he punched his wife in the face twice in an elevator. And then he got suspended for the rest, he got suspended for 8 games, and then he got kicked off the team and he basically didn't play the rest of the year. It's an overreaction. And the NFL knew it was happening, didn't care because of one of 2 reasons. The guideline that I told you.
We got other shit going on.
We got
other shit going on. That there's your answer right there. We have other shit going on.
The guideline is like, we technically can't do anything because the guideline says, what is comfortable, and if it's lower than that, we're just not going to care.
And the Colts and the Ravens both raised an argument, and so 2 teams out of 32,
I still don't
have to have a conversation.
I still don't think a lighter ball gives you any kind of competitive advantage.
It doesn't. It's been proven.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So I don't know why it's a big deal. It's a big deal because it's the Patriots and it's an overreaction because the NFL has not been proactive in solving and fixing any of their issues. That is what I'm saying. It's a complete overreaction. And they're going to get in the Patriots. And I'm not a fan of the Patriots. Don't get me wrong. I'm a fan of what they stand for when it comes to their team mentality, next man up. No one is above the team.
They do very well on that. I'm not going to argue that.
No one is above the team. And even like a guy who was a 6th-round draft pick made the play of the Super Bowl. Okay? 5th-round draft pick made the play of the Super Bowl to save the game. Okay? And their best receiver is a freaking quarterback out of Kent State. That's awesome, too. It's the way they do things. Okay? And that's what I respect out of them. That's why I do stand up for them. But it's an overreaction. Because it's the Patriots and they have a history of this stuff. They have to overreact to it. That's what I'm saying. If it was a big deal, they'd have done something 2 years ago or a year ago, whenever it happened. The first time the Colts made the report that the ball seemed a little light, they'd have done something then. But now the report got made public after the Colts got their asses kicked last year in the playoffs. They made it public, so now the NFL has to overreact and overcorrect themselves on this. And they're going to do one of 2 things. They're going to make it so the rule says you can have the ball wherever you want. No one gives a shit. Okay? Just make sure it's over 8. Make sure it at least looks like a football. Or they're gonna overcompensate, which is what I think they're gonna do. Give me 1 second. Going to bed?
Yeah.
Hi, Colin. Yeah, buddy. He's like, don't stop. I like hearing about how much the Patriots suck. Man, we're having I can't wait to watch this. This is a good argument we're having.
It's not a good argument. It's not a good argument at all.
Because at the end of the day, the only reason the Patriots got bopped on this one so hard is because of the taping incident. Because they were already on the microscope.
Yeah.
They were already on the microscope, and this was the straw that broke the camel's back. Like Roger was like, "Okay, Bill, give me $500,000 and we'll look the other way and give me a draft pick and we'll call it a day." Now they're under the microscope.
Yeah.
Like Roger's looking at him. Everyone's looking at him. Like, okay, what are you going to do next?
This is another
and then this happens. And it doesn't matter whether it was Tom telling the guys to do it or the guys are like, wait, we're going to fucking get this nigger. It don't matter. Like, it could have gone either way. But at the end of the day, it went the way it went. Like, I understand what you're saying. It's really not that big of a deal because he can win with any ball you put in his hands. You give him one of your testicles, he will win a football game with it. I am damn sure.
Even the Indianapolis Colts players said they could have played us with a tennis ball and beat us.
No,
we could not defend them. We could, yeah.
Am I disagreeing with you?
No,
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just
saying. Sure we understand.
Tom Brady can win with this mouse. If this mouse was the football, he could kick the shit out of anybody but the Green Bay Packers. That's just my personal opinion.
They did lose to him last year.
That's just my personal opinion. I'm just putting it out there. But if you're that good, then don't let this situation. Don't let this situation happen. Don't let those people below you have a reason to get at you.
And
That's what I'm saying. No,
And that's out of
is
his
that not a legitimate argument?
that's fine, but that's
Don't
out of
be
his hands. It's not
Don't
like
be a dick to the fucks below you. If you got to buy them a steak dinner to keep them happy, to keep them from running to ESPN and making up lies.
I just read the report, or at least the text message part. They were doing it to spite the guy. They literally said that in it. They were doing stuff to spite the guy.
But don't treat them like shit. And maybe
Your job is to do your job, not to be spiteful about something. I don't like my job half the time, and I don't do things spiteful to my managers and stuff. I know what you're saying.
Don't give those reason. Don't give those guys a reason to be pissed off, and maybe they'll be happy. Maybe. Is maybe good enough for you? Is that okay?
Fine.
Okay,
Maybe it's fine. But again,
if you don't piss them off, then maybe they'll be happy.
But don't make him look like don't make him out and say he's like people are already claiming that he's a cheater. And
Tom Brady's the Antichrist.
You don't like Tom. You don't like Tom Brady. You're very biased on this subject, but
have I not defended him in this argument?
You have.
Thank you.
Now
I like to think myself as objectionable.
Objectionable?
Yeah.
Or objective?
No, objectionable. Those people over there can take me however they want. I don't really give a shit.
Right,
I like to think of myself as very objective, but at this point, I'm very objective.
You want to go ahead and jump to our top 10? Because I think we just beat the Patriot talk to death. My God.
We love football. Can you tell?
We are two people. I'm going to give people a heads up on who we are. I'm going to go ahead and go over and I'll tell this. We're going to a top 10. Top 10. I'm doing DC villains. He's doing Marvel, and then we'll switch it up next week. To our top 10.